Welcome back, friends. Lost Scarf here, and it's time for the one-shot. Today we're going to recommend Disco Elysium, the final cut. So, Disco Elysium is an amazing game that came out October 15th, 2019. It's by Zaum. I'm just going to say it that way. Z-A/U-M. And this game is amazing. And unless something else comes out that's better than this, it's Game of the Year for me. Holy crap. I know it came out a while back, but the final cut of this thing is amazing. And first I'm going to show you the concept of the game from the start. And then we're going to go into a part later in the game to really show off what this game is. This is a game that very much is, all you do is walk around and talk. And there's stat checks to everything. It's amazing. It's an amazing RPG that lets you do a lot of things. And in this game, you get to decide what kind of person you are. Because you're a detective. And you can decide what kind of detective you want to be. Do you want to be a really smart detective? Or do you want to be someone who has a really good emotional understanding of other people? You can be a very strong detective. Or you can be like an agile kind of a detective. So let's say you're average and everything. Or you just do it to who you think you are. So for me, I think I'm a good brain. I think I'm a good brain. I think my physique's average. I think my motorics are probably, especially with the back injury, average, weak. So I'd say great intellect, average physique, weak in psyche, weak in motorics. And what you'll see is, choose your stats, and then what that does, it gives you your base stats in your things. So base 2 and everything in yellow, base 3 and everything red, base 2 and everything purple, and base 5 and everything blue. So it dictates your stats here. Now, min-maxing is something people like to do, right? This is a game where it's not about min-maxing. It's about just going on the adventure. This really is about the journey. Like, the ending is pretty crazy. I like the ending a lot. But it's about the journey, and it's about what you do. And failure and success dictates what kind of story you have. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. It's pretty amazing. But so you have, what we're doing is pick your signature move, which gives you a bonus stat towards it. And so you can be very logical. Your encyclopedic knowledge. So what this means is, logic means your detective mind figures out just things easier. While encyclopedic knowledge, like, you know what things are. Like, someone will reference something, you'll know what it is. Rhetoric is just when it comes to persuasion and talking. Drama is your ability to dictate lies. Conceptualization is just understanding creativity and things like that. Visual calculus is interesting. This is like your ability to be CSI. While psyche is more mental stuff. So volition is your own morale. Like, this affects your morale stat, while endurance affects your life stat. Inland Empire is how well you understand yourself. Empathy is how well you understand others. Authority is just what your authority figureness. Esprit de corps is your understanding of cop culture, and suggestion is your ability to make suggestions to others. Endurance is, it's your endurance. Pain threshold is just how you are about handling pain. Physical instrument is your strength. Electrochemistry, this is your drug addiction. Shivers, I'll explain later. Half-light is your heart. So, in a way, half-light's like what is your body, while as I'd say logic's your mind. So you got, this is your mind, this is your body talking, and I'd say maybe Inland Empire is your heart. Then you've got hand-eye coordination, perception, how well you perceive things, your reaction speed to things. Your suave faire, which is just, how suave you are. Interfacing, how well you deal with like computers and things like that. And your composure when things happen, how well do you keep up. You also have information, which gives you more about these things. Yeah. Cool for card players, military fetishists, cool people. Like, these are fun to read. Like, just, what is it? Machinists, tinkers, instrument players, acrobats, thieves. Like, so, if you have a certain thing in mind, you look at like this and you're like, okay, this is what kind of thing I want from my character and things like that. Shivers is how well you understand the city. Like, it's the voice of the city, and explain that as we go here. So I just want to show you all these stats. These are just who your character is. Now I'm going to go back, and we're going to go into a moment in the game that's early in the game, and it's the best way to explain how this game works. So we're going to go to, by the way, language warning. They do not hold back on the language. So we're going to go to this point. So we're investigating a murder, and we're about This is the end of the first day, so it's like maybe 10 hours into the game, maybe 5 hours. 5 hours, say 5 hours. I spent about 60 plus hours playing this. I was enraptured. I spent the entire month of April playing this game. So here's what's going on. Time, by the way, progresses through conversation or through reading books. It doesn't just progress as you're there. Here's my money, here's the time, it's the day, my tools, I'm holding a flashlight and a crowbar. These are my thoughts, and your thoughts can affect your stats, because it's just your thoughts about things. These are all my quests I currently have. Here's my inventory. I can interact with items. These are items I just have I can sell or can use for other things. My clothing, which affects my stats, so I should wear these. There we go. And they just give you different things. And then just tools I have. I have a flashlight, a crowbar, and chain cutters. And then here's my current stats. So because of my equipment, I'm at 1 on being suave. And I'm very logical, and I just have all these different things. Oh, these are the stats I gave myself originally. 4242. So I'm strong in physical things. Right now I'm hurt. Right, okay, so your health affects your endurance, and your moral health affects your volition. So now that I got better endurance, I can handle better, and then my volition, yeah. And you can you level up, and you can use those stats for things. Your cap is decided by this, but your thoughts can affect your cap as well. Put more endurance, and you'll see. Oh, actually, not yet. You'll see why in a bit. So let's start this crime scene. Zoom out. So we started the day, we're here, we just meet all these people, we meet Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Yes?
This game, by the way, is fully voiced. So let's talk to Kitsuragi. Tell me about the case again.
What do you want to know?
Can we go over the preliminary info again?
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again?
Brief, yes, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Wait, does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Alright, so we're an RCM officer from the 41st Precinct, and he's from the 53rd, I think it is? So we're from 2 different precincts working together. So let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer.
That's right.
There we go. So I actually have all I need to do for now. There we go. Alright, so that's what we know. You can use right-click to get highlights of things. Yellow means detective vision. But we're going to skip that thing. We're going to go over to here. So there's a kid here. He's been throwing rocks at the dead body. And he has a mouth of a sailor. Talk to him. We're not going to talk to him. But he'll chime in on things. And so will this kid. So here's visual calculus. I think I already passed the check on this. Yeah, we did.
See?
So this is visual calculus. Our ability to just understand crime scenes and see what's going on here. And what we see here is we notice different size shoes. We also notice there's 8 different pairs of shoes. And that's where we're just like, oh, there's 8 different pairs, and you can talk about all the different things. We notice that one's really heavy, and then one person has a smoothing on one of their shoes. And these are all clues for the case, and they do become relevant in different ways. I'll give away, like, one is 200 kilogram print here. So they figure this had to be a heavy person, someone had to be strong enough, and probably carrying the body. So what we figure out is there were 8 people here. One of these people was a lighter person, everyone else was about average. And then for the most part. And then one person was really heavy, and they were also carrying a heavy load, and that would be the body. That's the person who carried this. That's the things we figure out. And then the aberration we figure out is one of them has a smooth sole on their shoe, and we figure that might be a driver or something. And that becomes relevant later. Everything's relevant in some way, either really important or just interesting. And that's everything learned from that. So we're at the point where now we're going to look at the dead body. We're going to investigate the dead body. So, here we go. We're going to approach the dead body now.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Alright, so it's an endurance check. Now this is a light check. So we need to be able to deal with the smell of the body for us to be able to work on the body and investigate it. The problem is, well, it's an endurance check. So our stats will matter throughout the conversations and moments in this game. And right now, our endurance is what matters. And it's lower if we take physical damage. So right now we're at endurance 4. And there are things that can happen that will help us be better on the checks. Now this is a light check. The thing is, there's never a 100% or a 0. At double ones, you fail, and at double sixes, you succeed. That's why it's never a perfect success or fail. So you see we're on the low end here, so we're going to roll.
As you breathe
Success!
in, the odor comes over you. It's the smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Alright, so as you see, so the narrator explains everything. So you see, here's the voice of of our endurance. And by passing or succeeding or failing the check, this is what we learn from endurance, is that, okay, we're able to deal with the situation now, so now we can deal with the body.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
Step closer.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Oh, that's the best way to describe it. It's a choose your own adventure kind of game. That's what it is. Like, and all of your stats, so 4 times. So all 24 stats matter in this game at different points. It's amazing in that way. Inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
You see here, his Inland Empire, this is just how he feels about it, and then logic is what his logic tell him. So if we failed the logic, we wouldn't realize it's armor. These aren't just boots, are they? This is armor he was stripped of. So yeah, we wouldn't have this if we didn't have logic for that. So it affects our dialogue.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
There's Brain Threshold talking. Why does my mortal coil need protecting? Now he's talking to himself.
Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist death.
I can also ask this, but that's just a dumb question, but okay. Maybe it was just wearing those boots and not the rest of the armor?
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Alright, so it's relevant. So, information you gain before or after moments are relevant at times. I already found this guy's clothing in the trash can. If I didn't find that, Kitsuragi would say something different.
Nice. That makes sense.
What if they told him to strip before they hung him to demean him?
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
That's the kid talking.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
Material looks out of place.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Woo!
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500.
Not too much, yes.
We just have different thoughts on things. Sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay my house. It's enough.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
Now, the thing about this game is you have a choice in the thing. You don't just say everything. You have a choice in what you want to ask about, what you want to say about, and things like that. So here's what happens if you try to pull the boots off.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Yeah, what?
Even the mongrels can see you're about to pull his head off.
Ah,
Do it, homo!
I'm gonna pull his head off, right?
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So please, don't.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
Let's see here. This is so different choice than what we say here. So what would be the right thing to say here? Or we can just say things to really piss off Kim. Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot.
Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot and leave what's inside to the boys at processing? Just this once. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Yep.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Okay, good.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the Harbor Company. But that's just hearsay.
He's looked pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Becca?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
So in this game you can be very thorough, or you can be not very thorough if you want. Depends on how you want to go about the case. So, you can also be of many kinds of cop. You can be a huge a-hole, you can be a very uninteresting cop, you can be just a detective, just doing your job, and nothing more. There's a lot of ways you can handle this game. That's what I really like, is there is so much you can do, and there's some amazing payoffs to the game. But it takes a while to get there because, well, we're inspecting a body right now.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch.
I'd say the main story takes maybe 10, 20, let's go 20 hours. 20 hours to do the main story. All the side stuff gives you so much more. And there are little things that the side stuff does that could aid you in other parts of the main quest.
This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Yeah, I have high encyclopedia, so I usually understand everything in the world.
Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
Electrochemistry, so that is our drug addiction talking here.
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
This is a bad time for a drink, right?
Extremely.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Did they climb up using the kid's ladders? Point to the one at the side of the tree.
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
The answers you can give, I feel like it was something else.
Yes, it often is. This belt worries me.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
Inspect the tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Okay, is this a map of the night sky?
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
I'm missing something here.
So am I.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Let the lieutenant work.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
What do you need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Look into it. Look in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world. protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
And now we ask, tell me who you are, dead man. So we can do a check here. This is a white check. So white checks can be retried. Red checks you can only try once. So success or failure, the story just goes forward, affected by whatever happens from there.
The corpse
Fail!
is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
So we can get a stat up in Inland Empire and try again. And that's why I always save one stat, so I can do that. We're going to leave that be. That's not the one I want to retry if I fail. Squint and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink. Thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Relax your eyes.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
Now this is a darker moment in the game we're exploring here. There are some hilarious moments as well. Just telling you that now in case you wonder if this is just a grim dark game. This game will make you feel every emotion if you let it. I felt some very happy moments, some very sad moments, very depressing moments, shock moments. There's a lot of things going on in this game. There's a moment that gave me a sense of awe. Complete awe, and I could not believe I felt that emotion. It was amazing.
So, what do you think?
I think it's dead. Let's see here. Let's go. He's beaten. See the bruises. Oh yeah, this. He's beaten. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
Yeah, from all the rocks he threw. I think he's dead. Do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
Totally dead. Totally. The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. Oh my god, say it!
That sounds about right, yes.
I think he was up right after death. His hands and feet and neck are discolored.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Could it still be he was moved after death?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Alright, back off,
But
catch your breath.
there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you,
Here we go.
decomposing.
Here we go. So how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Okay, step back and have another look
The
real quick.
cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
I'm pretty sure we've got all the information we're going to get from this point, so... Yep, the preliminary examination is done. Let's get him down from there.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
There we go. So rhetoric is, yeah, it's a way to like understand what someone's saying. So this is what rhetoric's explaining that as we're doing this murder investigation.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
See here. Can't someone else do it? We could sell the branch. Seems like a hassle. Let's not do it. Maybe we could shoot him down? Maybe we can ask for help from the harbor. So... Can't someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
Can't the boys from processing take care of this?
No.
Why not?
Think of the boys from processing as murderers. Only instead of people, they murder crime scenes. Processing is a wrecking crew. They know how to commission off items and how to work the incinerator in the morgue. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
We could sell the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, it seems dangerous. Yeah, it seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not do it. Maybe we could shoot him down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
There, the buckle holds the belt together.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Also, every character in this game has a story, and you can learn to an extent their story. You can learn more about these two. And holy crap, you learn about these two. Okay, take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst that could happen?
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Oh yeah, if you're wondering, okay, a couple things. How XP is gained? XP is gained through conversation, progressing conversations, and through just completing quests. That's how you get XP. And, oh yeah, so the guns the police have are muskets. Straight up, you gotta load them and everything. Only mercenaries and stuff have, like, automatic weapons.
That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzleloader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world.
What happened was, too many people, so there was a war a while back, way too many people died, so now everyone's only allowed muskets, except, like, mercenaries or military get to have actual, well, just the mercenaries have the automatic weapons. Everyone else is not allowed to have automatic weapons from what I can tell from the story.
He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Say nothing.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Fucking idiot! Muckaba asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Jesus. It's okay, man.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Clad.
Being a people wear bifocals.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Try again, maybe?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
What now?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Can I have the gun? I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
They only have one gun!
We lost our gun, for reasons.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Take the gun.
Take it, you fucking banani poika! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Feel the weight first.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
Continue.
Fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
These kids are silly.
Kuno is silent. Aggression gathers in the air. The trigger feels delicate and ready to break under your finger.
Point the gun at the belt.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
So this is a red check. Ooh, and it's a hand-eye coordination. Stats. These are our stats. And there's not a lot of things that give you hand-eye coordination equipment either. We're at a 12 challenge here, so we got a low chance of succeeding. Close your left eye.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the evening light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sync up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Okay, so we're doing better here. We got a +1 from branch movement and analyzed. We're at 28%. I don't think saying shut up is going to do us any good. She'll just yell more. By the way, you can point the gun at the Kunoess and kill her. Don't do that. Okay, so we're going to put stats in the hand-eye coordination. Here we go. We're now at a coin flip. Don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail. Fudge! Ah, we fail. No, we shot the body. Oops.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened.
So much nicer when you succeed here.
You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin. No blood, only a murky sludge dripping down his belly.
Oops.
The sudden stink makes your eyes water.
Oops.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry. I knew it. What a mulko.
Ask for another shot. You'll get it with the next one. The goddamn light reflected off some window. Surely.
Crying your sense. Can you reload it? Please, I need another shot.
The cadaver is already compromised bad enough. We don't have to make it worse.
It came out wrong. You made it sound like you're some sort of roulette addict looking for a fix. Ask again. More control this time.
Please, Kim.
There is silence.
Vittupa wants to fuck up again bad.
Okay. Start crying, you're sensitive. Something wrong with your weapon, Lieutenant. It keeps missing.
The armistice is sufficiently precise, officer, especially at close range.
It's not the gun's fault you can't shoot. It's your pig hands.
Oof.
Pigs don't have hands. They have, like, fucking hooves or something.
Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
Oh my god, you can choose that? Okay, I can't shoot him down. No one will. If I can, okay. This is just the gun. No, we're not doing that. So, as you play the game, Kim's trust in you is affected by everything you do. I am not suggesting Kuno use the weapon. You can do it. You can do those things. That does not go well. No, Kuno, if I can't shoot him down, no one will.
Cop's bitter because he fucked that corpse up, Kuno. What a fucking kurpilla.
We still need to get him down, somehow. The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too.
Alright, yeah. Good job, we already found a way in the harbor. Yeah, so that's something we did already. Yeah, let's get to it then. So now we have to ask favors from the harbor, and that's going to put us more in debt. And we have a conversation with Kim. What is it?
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Oh yeah, this is the thing that happened. We owe the hostel $130. This is how much money we have. 16.25. Alright, so that's enough for showing you the game. So some things to explain before we finish out. So, we didn't get to do shivers. We didn't get to do shivers. Let me do something that does shivers really quick and I'll stop. Shivers is something I really want to show at least once. So we should do the Doomed commercial area? Yeah, the Doomed commercial area. Go here. Go here. Load. So I want to show this and then we're done. Oh, the things the little girl's saying, we're in a fictional world. So she's saying things from her people. She's making insults from her people. And as far as I know, it's made up words. So we're in the Doom District, which is a fun quest area. Looking around things. And here's my favorite thing from this area. This bear. I should show why this bear. Go over here, go over here, go over here. I turned off the bear. Let me turn the bear back on.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. An electric sizzle somewhere in the dark. A giant electric...
The hell? It's on? It doesn't look on. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, the eyes aren't on. There's supposed to be big red eyes on the... There it is! There's the big red eyes.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream wrappers hidden inside its belly.
So you find this fridge, the eyes are glowing red. When you first come here, Kim's like, he's just a little spook. He's like, maybe we shouldn't get too close to it kind of thing.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
What is giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes.
Oh, okay, no, we're past the shiver point. Shoot, okay, let's go to this other thing. Did I already do this? Let's see here.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. A hollow ring.
Can you skip through really quick?
Furnace. Your toe hurts.
I don't know why I kicked it. Look inside the first. There it is.
What are you doing?
Oh, you hear voices. I hear... I'm sure I can, but I think I can hear someone talking
Wait,
upstairs.
Really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs.
Yeah, hello into the furnace.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Hello?
Yeah, this is an investigation we're doing. Hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
you hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Oh, I gotta leave. Oh, I'm trying to find a Shivers check. Where is there a Shivers check? I'm trying to remember here. Because Shivers is very interesting. The only way to explain it is to show it. And this leads to a Shivers check. But the Shivers check takes a while to get to. Oh, I know where there's a Shivers check. I want to show you Shivers because Shivers makes this game very interesting. There might be a Shivers check over... Oh, okay, I know where there's a Shivers check. End of the night. Let's go here. So each stat affects something, as I've said before. They affect just your motor skills, they affect your what you can physically do, your psyche, and your mental ability. But then there's this thing called Shivers. And Shivers is extremely interesting. Shivers is a physical thing. It's your body and its connection to the city. So I need to find something that allows me to do Shivers, but I can't remember where I can do Shivers. Go over here. My last attempt at Shivers, and if I fail it, I'll just explain it as best I can. No, I can't remember where I can get a Shivers check. I don't remember where I can get a Shivers check all of a sudden. Which is too bad, because Shivers is really interesting. I can't... Nope, I have no idea where I can show it. So... I can look through here, but I don't know where I can do it. So much stuff happens in this game. And I'd have to just keep looking for a Shivers check, but I just don't know where. So, Shivers is your connection to the city. And what's interesting about Shivers is... whoops. Go back to continue. What's interesting about Shivers... The city speaks to your character. There's a supernatural element to this game. Oh, there's that girl, Cindy. Your character has some sort of connection to the world. And with Shivers, he can, through the cold air of the city, he can feel the city, and he can feel things that are going on.
You better keep walking.
Oh my god, she's still talking. You can just feel the city. And so there's points where you're just doing a thing, and then Shivers will happen, and you'll learn about someone just going about their day somewhere else in the city. Or you'll learn about other parts of the city that are off-screen, that are like in this distance.
I'm talking to you.
Oh my god. There's things that are just happening over here. Or you'll learn about just things. There'll be a reference to the hotel you're at, the hostel you're at, and they'll talk about the staff member, and the city will tell you what he's doing at the moment. Things like that happen. Same thing happens here. You have a connection to your own police. Oh my god. You have a connection to your own precinct. So there will be times when he can feel what his fellow cops are doing back at the precinct, which is very interesting. So there's always this extra layer to the game where the city will just say things and it will tell him things. And there are points when the city will just say, I love you. It's like the city loves its people. No matter how dirty and grimy and everything happens in the city loves its people, which is a very interesting thing. And you just learn about characters and things through your understanding through the city and through other things. It's very interesting. And I wanted to show that concept, but I can't find a spot for it. It's the only thing. I thought the corpse would show us everything. It did not, which is unfortunate. And there's a lot of autopsy stuff. That corpse situation goes on for about an hour, because once you get it down, you do a full body autopsy. So there's a lot more there. And it's very interesting. There's also bookstores, so you can read books. It's very interesting there. It's a fun game. It's very good. It's a game where success or fail, just go all the way through. You're going to have a very fun ride. And then if you want to just see everything, quick save, quick load, and complete every check, and you'll see some crazy stuff as well. This game sent me to a lot of places emotionally. It was a very interesting game. That's why I feel it's very much Game of the Year material. And the main case is quite the ride, and a bunch of side quests are quite the ride as well. There's a lot going on here. It's very fun, very crazy, very odd. And that's it. That's my recommendation of this game. And kind of a review. Like, the voice acting is really good. The music's very good for atmosphere. I love the story. Some people don't. And I think it affects just what you did in the story. For those who have played this game, without spoiling out of context words, I will say I was a boring art cop who was a superstar sometimes. Oh, yeah, also, politics matter. There are people who follow every spectrum of the politics in this game. And you can follow whatever you feel. So, I ended up being a moralist. You can be a communist, you can be a fascist, you can be a lot of things. You can be a socialist, you can be uber left, uber right in this game, and there are things you can do that reflect that. And I ended up being very much the moralist in this game. So it's interesting there's also a political aspect to this thing. And there's karma, morality, all these things going on. And it's just interesting how they pay off at different points in the game. Things you do early in the game will pay off later in the game. A lot of stuff is interconnected. And that's what makes this game so interesting and so fun. So there you go. That right there is the game. I hope you check it out if you are interested in what you saw. I have fun. Hope you have fun watching. That's what's all about it. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.